Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. And I just want to address this point of contention. I've been getting a lot of stuff on social media, a lot of guys in the comment section, and even a lot of fanboys making videos about the Ibfp and things like that. So I just want to address this. And a lot of guys' point of contention is that Errol Spence Jr. has top level boxing skills. They're trying to imply that Errol Spence Jr. is a top level boxer because he fought in the Olympics. Because Errol Spence Jr. fought in the Olympics, he's a top level boxer. That makes no sense. None. You realize that Felix Diaz fought in the Olympics, and yet he's not a top level boxer. He was destroyed by Terrence Crawford. You have to understand that it's not what you do in the Olympics that counts. It's what you do in the pros that counts. The Olympics is just another stepping stone for getting experience. Floyd Mayweather Jr. lost in the Olympics. We all know he was robbed, but we know that Errol Spence Jr. and Floyd Mayweather are not on the same level when it comes to boxing skill for skill. Errol Spence Jr. gets hit way too much. So let's be honest and unbiased. A lot of guys say that Errol Spence Jr. has these skills and he's a great boxer and he's underrated. How is he underrated when he's constantly getting hit in the face, when he's constantly getting timed, when he's so predictable and you see his punches coming? How is he a top level boxer? Show me where he's a top level boxer. Show me. And show me what fight he boxed beautifully. Dante's Bias Nation likes to come out and say, well, Errol Spence Jr. He's a top level boxer, and because he's able to knock out a guy like Chris Algieri when Manny Pacquiao couldn't stop him. Manny Pacquiao dropped him multiple times in the fight. So what that Manny Pacquiao didn't knock him completely out? That makes absolutely no sense. And the reason why that Errol Spence Jr. tends to get these knockouts, and this is why, and I'll explain it, because a lot of these guys don't understand what true boxing is. But I'll explain it. The reason why Errol Spence Jr. gets the knockouts of some of these guys, and it's not because of anything other than the fact that Errol Spence Jr. is willing to take one to give one. He's willing to go in there and risk himself to get the knockout because he believes these guys can't hurt him. He spars with a much bigger opponent. He's a naturally bigger guy. He should probably be at middleweight somewhere if we were being unbiased. So since Errol Spence Jr. is such a guy that has so much weight, so much size for a welterweight, you can really understand and be unbiased as to why that he's willing to go in there and take these shots from these guys. Because look at Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson's a naturally 140-pound fighter. That's naturally where he belongs. He's not an elite level puncher for a welterweight. He's not a top level puncher for a welterweight. So you can't expect Lamont Peterson to be able to put Errol Spence Jr. down. Lamont Peterson, what he should have done against Errol Spence, if he had the right game plan, just like his coach said, that he needed to box Errol Spence Jr., and he did not do that. He tried to go man-to-man with him, sit in the pocket and trade shots, which was ultimately the dumbest plan. Because when you're in there with a guy who's so massive for the division, who's not a natural welterweight, but more of a middleweight, you have to use lateral movement. You have to use boxing ability, and you have to make him pay. It's not just enough to try to hurt the guy, because you might not be able to hurt him, because Lamont Peterson has never been that type of fighter. That's not his game. That's not who he is. So let's be honest and unbiased. Lamont Peterson, as he moves up in weight, as he faces better competition, he's not an elite level fighter. I'm not calling Lamont Peterson trash. I'm not saying that. Lamont Peterson can box. He's a quality fighter, but he's not a top level fighter, and he's not on the level of Mikey Garcia. I heard a lot of people coming out saying, oh, Lamont Peterson could beat Mikey Garcia. That's laughable, because what has Lamont Peterson showed that he could beat Mikey Garcia? He can't even come into the fight with the right game plan against an Errol Spence. What the hell makes you think that he can even compete with Mikey Garcia? Mikey Garcia is levels above Lamont Peterson when it comes to boxing ability, when it comes to being a top level or elite level fighter. Mikey Garcia is a pound for pound fighter. Is Lamont Peterson a pound for pound fighter? What I've noticed about these guys and these fanboys, and these are all fans, these are all Errol Spence Jr. fans. See, unlike me, a lot of these guys can't keep it objective, because I don't fanboy for anybody. Guys say, oh, you're a Mikey fan, you're this and that. I don't fan for anybody. I tell it like it is, and guys don't like the truth. I noticed that the most sensitive fan base out there is the Errol Spence Jr. fan base, because these guys think that this guy's indestructible. think that this guy's the best boxer they've ever seen, think that this guy can't get hurt. And when I've seen tons of flaws in Errol Spence Jr., and these guys just cannot want to argue with logic and reason. These guys like to sit there and go back and forth. There's a lot of fanboys in the comment. Delete your channel when, if Errol Spence Jr. wins. Make that bet. Why? Because you fear someone talking and exposing Errol Spence Jr.'s flaws? That's nonsense. I've even gotten people say you don't like black fighters. That makes no sense because Terrence Crawford is my pound for pound top fighter. I also have Anthony Joshua up there. He's the best heavyweight in the heavyweight division. I don't have Tyson Fury as the best heavyweight. So you can't make it about race. We don't make things about race here at the IBFP. We keep things unbiased and honest. And unfortunately for a lot of these fanboys, these guys get in their feelings about it. But there's no need to get in your feelings about it because we're just being honest with you. We're displaying facts. Lamont Peterson is not better than Mikey Garcia. Lamont Peterson is not a knockout artist who's going to come in and hurt a guy. That's not what Lamont Peterson does. So these guys are pumping up Errol Spence Jr.'s opponents, much like they pumped up Luis Ortiz with Deontay Wilder. Anybody that Errol Spence Jr. faces or beats, then they want to make as the greatest competitor that they've ever seen in life because Errol Spence Jr. beats him. That means nothing. Errol Spence Jr. didn't display a high IQ because he was able to knock out Chris Algieri. That's not it. That's a casual fanboy statement. The reason why Errol Spence Jr. was able to knock out Chris Algieri is because he went in there with reckless abandon, because he was not afraid of anything Chris Algieri could hit him with. Chris Algieri didn't gain his respect against Errol Spence Jr., so Errol Spence Jr. had no reason to not go in there looking for a knockout. That's what Errol Spence Jr. does. Guys say, well, he has skills that he has never displayed. So if you have skills you've never displayed, then how do you know he has them? You don't, because you've never seen them displayed. You just answered your own question and made yourself, exposed yourself basically, because you can't prove that you have skills that you've never displayed, because how do we know? We can only judge you based on what we see. But once again, unbiased as always is the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.